Magic is often framed as a powerful and mysterious thing. In fantasy or sci-fi, they're often used as narrative devices to make their fights or stories more interesting. However, there are some instances where the magic system itself is used to tell the story. A popular example of this is Avatar: The Last Airbender and, of course, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. In Arcane, you not only have one magic system, you have two. And while both of them make for fantastic fight scenes and epic moments, both of them also tell a story and both of them also advance the plot. As you may have guessed, one is Hextech and the other is Shimmer. Both are foils for each other and both of them represent the city that they came from. So it's really thematically correct that Shimmer is a hard magic system while Hextech is a soft one. If you're not familiar, Brandon Sanderson popularized rules for magic systems. He separated them into two kinds. One is a hard magic system and the other is a soft magic system. So hard magic systems have rules, while soft magic systems don't. But really, you don't need to follow these rules. These are just guidelines. I mean, nobody's going to put you in jail if you don't follow them. However, these do make fun magic systems. Shimmer is a hard magic system that fits the rules almost perfectly, and not only that, the way it works represents the Undercity almost perfectly. You see, according to Brandon Sanderson, there are 3 rules to make a hard magic system. Sanderson's first law states that an author's ability to solve conflict with magic is directly proportional to how well the reader understands the magic. Right from the get-go, Shimmer immediately checks this box because we know it makes people stronger and faster. When someone takes Shimmer, their physical abilities go through the roof. So basically, we can immediately associate Shimmer with performance-enhancing substances. Aside from the effects that the characters get, we as an audience also get to see what Zaun or the Undercity values. They value strength. They value raw power to get things done because that's essentially how they survive there. For example, nobody messes with Vander before Shimmer because they know that he can take them. Vi was a favorite of a lot of people in the Undercity because they knew she'd grow up strong. Consequently, Powder was brushed aside because they viewed her as frail. Sanderson's second law states, limitations are greater than powers. In video games, when we use magic, the consequence is that we lose MP or mana. With Shimmer, we lose something more valuable, our bodies and our minds. You see, Shimmer makes you mutate when you take it. Once you mutate, you lose your mind bit by bit, and as you take more of it, it will eventually turn you into a giant mindless husk of what you used to be. Now, this reflects Zaun in that just being there is slowly poisoning their bodies. When people from Piltover go to Zaun, like enforcers, they have to wear masks. People getting addicted to Shimmer at the cost of their bodies and minds to become powerful for a short amount of time, well, that just reflects the state of the Undercity as a whole. Along with this, it also shows how Silco is willing to sacrifice everything just to achieve his goal, even if it means destroying the Undercity. The third law states that you have to expand what you already have before you add something new. Now, it begs to note that there are many variants and uses for Shimmer. They don't just go abusing it to become muscle-bound husks of the people they once were. You can use Shimmer for healing like when Vi got stabbed. You can use Shimmer as fuel like how Sevika used it to power her mechanical arm. It's flammable, so you can use it to burn things or make things go boom. Also, you can use it to change your eye color so that you don't need colored contact lenses anymore. Anyway, again, this represents the ingenuity of the Undercity. They're able to take scraps and repurpose it for something better. Basically, that's how they live their life there. They were forced to take what they had and make the best of it. As for Hextech, it is the perfect stand-in for a soft magic system. Soft magic systems don't really have rules. They don't establish any limits to its power like a hard magic system does, so you never know how far it can really go. That in itself represents a pursuit of boundless progress that Piltover is chasing. Whenever they use Hextech, there's no real price to be paid except when they're paying for the fees of the Hex Gates. And the main thing to remember here is that it isn't even scratching the surface of what it can do. Jace and Victor continue their research to find more ways to utilize the Hextech. Again, this represents the difference between what Piltover considers to be empowering versus what the Undercity does. For Piltover, the empowering aspect of Hextech relies on knowledge. For Shimmer, it relies on brute strength. Now, while the magic system of Hextech as a whole doesn't show any price to be paid to be utilized, Heimerdinger does allude to the danger it poses. In fact, the very reason Piltover exists is because of a war where magic went out of control. To demonstrate this, Victor actually kills somebody because of an experiment gone awry. And the funny thing is, we didn't really have to look that far off. You see, the Hex Gates are already being used to smuggle goods for the council members. Plenty of houses are using it as well for their own interests, and what's more is that Ambessa wanted to weaponize the Hextech the moment she arrived. Hextech may not have any visible costs right now, but except for, the corruption of the Hex Core, but it has already already corrupted most of the council members and those who seek to use it for their own selfish gain. Again, Shimmer and Hextech act as foils for one another. They show how different the cities really are, and they show the different ways of thinking people have on what power really is. However, to a certain extent, they do mirror each other in that they show the darker side of people. Anyway, for another deep dive of Arcane, you can find the video here. So peace and have a great day.